Hello, and welcome to the Empress podcast. I am your host, Jessica, known in the online space as Jess the Empress. I started this podcast to help you be present with yourself, cope with chaos, and simplify your life. I do this by combining psychology, behavioral science, and the tarot. I have a background in mental health, specifically a master's in clinical social work from USC, and I'm a professional tarot reader. So get ready to have a nurturing, creative, and empowering experience with me as we use practical magic. Hi, everyone. How are you? Are you good? Are you taking care of yourself? I hope the answer is yes. Hope you're taking the best care of yourself. Sure, you can hear the cards clacking in the background. We're going to get into the October reading. First, I just want to say thank you so much for spending a little time with me. It means a lot. I appreciate you. All right, let's pull some cards. October. The veil is thin. I think the veil is thin, like all the time, though. If you want it to be, that's the thing. If you want the veil to be thin, it is. But you got to be devotional with your practice in order to commune with whatever, whatever you're vibing with. Okay, let's get into it. Our first card is the Queen of Cups in the reverse position. All right. I want to talk about compassion, and I want to talk about it from this place of how we can use compassion. I like to think of compassion as made up of two things. So we have kindness and we have curiosity. So when we're actually kind to ourselves, we're not going to let ourselves struggle. Okay. When we're observing a part of ourselves struggling, or when we're noticing that we're having a hard time, whether it's mentally, emotionally, with something physically, all of the above, we're not just going to let ourselves keep sitting in that place. We're going to do something to help ourselves out, right? That is kindness. We're going to go the extra mile for ourselves because that's what we have the power to do for ourselves. So, of course, we're going to take those steps. With the curiosity, that often sounds like I'm wondering why I might be feeling like this, what might be influencing me. If I'm feeling like this, what is something that I need? How can I possibly meet that need? So, asking yourself open ended questions can uncover what it is that you can do for yourself, like an actionable step that you can take. So, with the Queen of Cups in the reverse position, it is all about nurturing the self. When we nurture ourself, I believe that we nurture our spiritual and our psychic connection. A while ago on Instagram, I did like an Ask Me Anything coaching session. So there wasn't anything to do with tarot cards. It was the life coaching that I do for people. And one person asked, how can I increase my psychic abilities? Like, what do I need to do? And I'm going to tell you guys, it's not that hard. What you need to do is the same level of self-care that you need to do to just function throughout your life. When you are a whole being, it's not going to be about having a million tools in your toolbox and using them every day. It's more of like, I have those tools and I can need them and I can use them when I need them, but I don't usually need them because I'm able to just go throughout my day and shrug off things. Even if I get a little bit bothered, I don't stay in that unbothered state. Same thing for if I get angry, I don't stay angry. I just notice it's happening and then I move on throughout my day. So you don't have to go, oh my God, I need to do a breathwork session and a meditation. And then I need to journal about it for 45 minutes. Those things are there for us. But really, when we're paying attention to ourselves and we're taking care of ourselves, we're in the best place for a psychic connection to really know what's coming through is clear and valid and not just some weird ego trip. And so, what are those things? It's drinking water, it's getting good sleep, it's getting out on a walk if you're able bodied, or doing some type of physical exercise. It's making sure that you have love and support around you from friends, people that you can like shoot the shit with. Um, it's making sure that you're feeding your mind really good things, right? You're reading books on topics that you want to be learning about, or listening to podcasts or watching TV, whatever. Like it's it's the things that you need to do to just make yourself feel as best as you can possibly feel, and whatever allows you to be the best version of yourself. I think too, when it comes to even like being a business owner, this person wasn't a business owner that I know of, but I'll just go ahead and expand on this for those of you listening that are business owners. Having those really good work boundaries, making sure that all of your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, making sure you're going over your spreadsheets. It doesn't sound like that would be a thing to do to make you more spiritual or connect you with your psychic ability. But if your mind is scattered, it's going to be very difficult to like connect. It's going to be very difficult to discern messages. You're going to feel distracted. You're going to feel confused about what's going on in the outside world. You're going to second guess yourself. It's just not a fun place to be. So the tighter you are with the things in your life, the better you're going to be in connecting to your higher self, your spirit guides, whatever that whole thing is for you. You feel me though. So the Queen of Cups in the reverse position, really in October, she's asking us if we want to increase our care for ourselves, let's be kind, let's be curious. The moment, I'm telling you, the moment we step into kindness, the moment we step into curiosity, we're already starting to heal some of that rigidity, some of that judgment. And look, we all carry rigidity, we all carry judgment. Most of us have been conditioned to treat ourselves in that way because that's the way people treated us and that's the way people treated themselves. But we're breaking that pattern. We're breaking the spell. We're breaking the spell, right? So October is a month of softening. October is a month of just really letting ourselves be where we're at. We did have a card drop, but you guys can't see. Three of Swords. Interesting. I'm going to pull a clarifier because the Three of Swords says, man, this heartache sucks, but it's not the end of the world. That's really the lesson. Okay. In the Three of Swords, let's remember that. It's a minor card. And then the Hangman. All right. Or the liminal one. I mean, pain can definitely put us in this place of feeling like this is the worst case scenario. I hate this. I just want to get out of pain because who doesn't want to get out of pain? We have a choice. We can ask ourselves, what is this pain teaching me? I also, as a teacher in coaching sessions, especially when the Three of Swords comes up, I ask this question: how can you leverage your pain? How can you use your pain as a motivator to do things that you want to do in your life or to shape your life in a way that matters to you? A lot of people don't see pain as a motivator. They see it as something that should just be avoided at all costs. Unfortunately, comfortability creates nothing but inaction, and it's not a good place to be, especially if you're a doer, if you're a person that's ambitious, if you're the type of person that like wants to have multiple experiences in this lifetime. Being comfortable, you're not going to have those experiences if all you're doing is staying inside your comfort zone. And if you don't understand how to leverage your pain, you can have painful past experiences and you don't have to keep repeating those painful past experiences. If you understood what drove you to make the decisions that you did that gave you that painful outcome. It's also the same thing with the way that you frame your mind. If you're not sharpening the sword of your mind, it is going to run ragged and it is going to tear you down. It's going to tell you the worst type of things about yourself. And the unfortunate thing about that, especially if your mind isn't sharp, is that you are going to believe those stories, that you are going to tell yourself that what you want is not possible, that it's too big for you, that you shouldn't be dreaming these things because that's ridiculous. Leverage your pain in the month of October. Let it be something that teaches you about yourself and how to get what you want. I don't like pain as a motivator either. Okay. Let me be real. I don't think anybody does. However, I know from my experiences and my most painful experiences, I don't want to go back to those places. Can I survive them? Yes. Am I incredible for surviving? 100%. But No, thank you. I'm going to integrate the things that I have experienced so that I don't keep re-experiencing them again. So the hangman is asking us to look at our pain and ask ourselves, how can we leverage this? How can we make this something that makes us better instead of something that breaks us? We've all met people. We've all met people where the pain and the misery and the discomfort in their lives are something that they over identify with, and it just breaks them. You know, they just get stuck, and that's their story. That's their story, and they're sticking to it. Don't let that be you. Don't let that be you. You can handle setbacks. You can handle dark days. You can handle the days where you are questioning everything and you want to burn it all to the ground. You can handle all of it. I promise. I promise that you can. This card just flipped over, you guys. King of Cups, upright. So we have the Queen of Cups in the reverse position, and then we have the King of Cups upright. As we continue, and let's keep talking about leveraging our pain, the King of Cups is not a person that their mood doesn't ruin what they're doing. Okay. I'm guilty of this. You're guilty of this. We're all guilty of this. Let's just not beat each other up about it. Let's admit it. Okay. And let's do better. Your mood messing with your plans. Your mood messing with how you do or don't interact with other people. We've all been there. Like I said, let's move on. Let's talk about what we're going to do moving forward. The King of Cups is sitting on a throne, and that throne is above the water. The water's a little choppy, but he's chilling. What this suggests is that he is ruling over his emotions. And I don't mean that when his emotions come up, he's then conquering them by being like, get down and suppressing them. That's not ruling over your emotions. That's not empathetic. That's not kind. That's not compassionate. That's not curious. Okay. None of those things. We're using healthy strategies, healthy coping strategies, and healthy mindsets with our feelings and our sensations and our emotions. That's what we're doing in the King of Cups. So we do have a sense of mastery over our feelings here. I think that October is going to ask us to just keep doing the things that work best for us. Sometimes we do have to just put ourselves aside, face ourselves in the mirror, and say, girl, do you feel like doing it today? No. Are you going to do it today? Yep. Is it okay if it's not your A game? Also, yes. Will you live if it's not your A game? Also, yes. Will people really care if it's not your A game? Just today? Just for tomorrow? No, probably not. Because most of those people aren't on their A game either. A lot of you guys are high achievers like myself. So we're doing the most. We're doing the most. Let's admit it. And that's okay. But because other people are not doing the most, we can give ourselves some grace. We really can. And it doesn't mean anything about us if we give our B game or our C game or our C minus game, whatever. We're fine. We're talking about coping. And the strategies that we use one day are not strategies we need to use the next day because we might be feeling or thinking or moving in the world differently. Lots of fluidity with cup cards. Lots of allowing, being receptive with cup cards. Whatever is coming up is just information. Hey there, coffee lovers. Are you tired of settling for boring coffee? I have a treat for you. Today's episode is brought to you by Heartwork Coffee Bar, your one-stop destination for exceptional coffee experiences. Whether you're a coffee connoisseur or just someone who appreciates a great cup of joe, Heartwork Coffee Bar is here to elevate your coffee game to new heights. At Heartwork Coffee Bar, they take pride in their craft because each batch is carefully roasted to perfection, ensuring that every sip is a symphony of flavor. From the rich and the robust to the light and fruity, they have a coffee blend for every palate. And here's the best part. For you amazing podcast listeners, Heartwork Coffee Bar is offering an exclusive 10% discount on your purchase. Just use the code EMPRESS10 at checkout and you'll save big on your order. Why settle for ordinary when you can indulge in the extraordinary coffee from Heartwork Coffee Bar? Remember to use code EMPRESS10 for that special 10% discount and treat yourself to the coffee experience that you deserve. Don't miss out on this fantastic offer. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks to Heartwork Coffee Bar for making today's episode possible. Now go grab your favorite mug, brew a fresh cup, and enjoy the podcast with the perfect companion, Heartwork Coffee Bar. Cheers. Sensational information, feeling information. It's wild, right? It's a wild ride, but it passes. It doesn't stay. All pain, all emotion is time limited, just like these waves in the ocean in the King of Cups. It's just, the storm isn't going to last forever. You can let it pass. And you can also get stuff done while you're feeling stormy. Um, there's this girl, I can't remember her last name. I think her first name is Layla. I think her last name is like Hermosi or something like that. I absolutely love her quote. It's fuck your mood and follow the plan. Now, your plan doesn't have to be a full on scale business plan. From her perspective, because she's a business owner, that's kind of what she talks about. But here, moms and dads and the babes in school, I'm talking to you. Your plan for that day can be writing a paper. Your plan for that day can be grocery shopping, feeding the kids, whatever the deal is. You have a plan for your day, right? Your mood has nothing to do with the plan. Just get the things done. Get done what you need to get done. Because if you don't, one, you're going to be reinforcing a bad mood. And unfortunately, that has the potential to then influence how you see yourself. So you can be moody and feel accomplished at the same time. Because we are multidimensional, we don't have to put ourselves in a box of feeling only one thing or being only one way. So I feel like there's a lot of expansion happening this month, even if it feels a little bit weird or painful or just like choppy waters. But the King of Cups, rise above the feelings, rise above them, let them be there. Your inner world can be as tumultuous as it needs to be. I'm also thinking too, and maybe because this just happened to me, this is why I'm thinking about it. Um, I'll talk about this card in a second. It just popped out, but okay. So I was in like a crap mood the other day and I had to be social for a minute because there was no way of avoiding a specific social situation. And so I was like saying hi to some people, but I was like, I'm not in the mood today. Like I'm just having a bad day. And it's more of like a mental health brain day, but I don't feel like talking about it. And I love the people that I love. Like they're so sweet. They're giving me hugs and and then shifting the conversation into just chatting about like silly stuff, which is cool. So, rising above the emotions, part of how we do that is also just kind of setting some boundaries, whether they're social boundaries, whether you're putting like um, something on your work calendar that really says, like, from 12 to 2, I'm unavailable. And that's when you're just doing a deep dive into your work, something that kind of protects you. And I say this because the king is the protector of the realm or the suit that he's representing, which in this case is cup. So you're the protector of your emotions. If you don't want to increase a shitty state, then you need to put some boundaries in place, right? In order to help yourself rise above them, you can't keep doing things that are going to make you feel more frustrated. You got to give yourself that grace and be the protector. Okay. So the other card that popped out is the 10 of Wands. Oh my God, I don't even know where to begin with this card. I think about toxic accountability, toxic responsibility a lot when I get the 10 of Wands. Because look, I'm going to talk specifically to women. We are conditioned to give a fuck about everything, everything and everyone. From what are people going to think about my hair and my clothes to like, what does this person think about me? And are these people happy? And I need to do all of this and all these things. Like me saying it out loud sounds exhausting. And this 10 of Wands card is a freaking bummer. It's also known as the soccer mom card. So it's like you're juggling all these things, saying yes to everything. Look, you don't have to say yes to anything, and it doesn't make you a good or bad person. It doesn't. I think far too often we get caught up in moralizing our emotions and then from that place making meaning about our identity. Because I said no, I didn't want to go to this thing. then people are going to think badly of me. And so I'm a bad person. That's an example. I'm sure if you reflect, you will know how that happens in your own mind in the way that it happens. I want to say this too. In being kind to ourselves and in being curious, going back to that Queen of Cups in the reverse position, it's not your fault that you're overly caretaking. It's not your fault that you're toxically responsible because from the wound, we're like conditioned, women are conditioned for that. It's coming to grips with the fact that that's what's happening in your brain and then you're acting in that way. That feels kind of stingy. But at the same time, that's where the freedom is. The freedom is in that pain, the pain of awareness, because awareness can be painful. Yes, and that's okay. You can survive painful things just like I have. Once you recognize, oh my God, I've been saying yes to something, or even if it's like, let's say the action isn't a vote for this, it could be your inner world. It could be your mindset is really preoccupied with wondering about who's going to like me or not like me or whatever other examples coming up in your life. Noticing that that's what you're doing will help you detach from it and shift your attention to things that you want to be thinking about and focusing on instead. It takes time. I don't think that mindset work is like the be all end all to becoming a better person or a better version of yourself, but I think it's a good chunk of it. And so with mindset work, when the 10 of wands comes up, it's asking ourselves, do I really need to be responsible for this? Is it possible that I'm taking on more than my fair share of responsibility here? When we really look at how other people are, and what I mean by this is when we recognize that everybody is an adult and it is their responsibility to make themselves happy. And it is their responsibility to fix their problems. And it is their responsibility to figure their life out. And it is their responsibility to figure out what they want to do with their pain and learn their life lessons. We might then realize, oh, I have been over investing in helping people figure things out. I've been over investing in making sure that they're happy or entertained or whatever. And then we might think, okay, now that I know that, what else do I want to do? If I take back my time, my emotional investment, my mental investment from this person situation, I then have the freedom and choice to put it where I want. And where do I want to put it? Kindness, curiosity. These are the themes this month that are going to continue, I think, probably into November. I just have that feeling. I feel like these are really big energies. And I really love this reading for everybody. I think it's great. I hope that it's helpful. Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I think it's great. We got a little time to hang out. If this resonates, let me know. Let's chat in the comments. I love hearing like what cards are your favorite. And as always, please like, please share, please subscribe. It does a lot for my channel. I'm growing it. My little baby is growing, but she needs you. She can't do it on her own. So feed the beast. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you soon. Bye. Hey, love, I want to ask you to rate and review my podcast. Giving me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts would mean the world to me. I love knowing who's listening and what everyone is getting from the episode, so please take a moment of your time to share your thoughts, and I look forward to reading your reviews soon.